What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Twist Life of TV. I am Poetry. You are here for another recap and review of The Testaments. This is season 1, episode 7, Commitment. I want to first apologize. I have really bad sinuses going on right now, so I sound kind of funny. You may hear me wheezing, and this video may be shorter than I normally do. So if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the like button if you're interested in the video's content. Hype up the video. There's a little hype button. You can donate, hit the thanks button, and do all that jazz. All the stuff the YouTubers be telling y'all to do. Y'all can do that over here too. Okay, commitment. When June left Daisy at the diner, it was dark. I made sure I rewinded it a few times to make sure I wasn't tripping. It was dark 30, right? It's now broad freaking daylight. And this girl is still sitting in this doggone diner waiting for somebody to come get her. By the time she leave out of it again, it's dark. And she only leaving this time because the waitress had to put her out. She had been coming up there offering this kid some coffee over and over again. Finally, she had to close the doggone diner up. Now, they standing outside and she trying to make some small talk like, are you okay? You need me to call anybody for you? You got somewhere you need to be? Maybe I can help you get there. And Daisy just annoying as fuck to me. I mean, at the juncture, I could understand why she's still like, because her parents were just killed within the last 48 hours. Okay? Her boyfriend betrayed her trust, and then this strange lady took her and dropped her off here at this fucking cafe with no direction and no protection. The only place she felt like she needed to be right now is here. Right fucking there. So the lady say something along the lines like, it's a beautiful Mayday or something like that, And she snapped on her. Like, bitch, it's fucking March. What you mean in Mayday? Okay? Just snarky all the fucking time. But she didn't even realize that that was her cue, that the waitress was Mayday. That's the person that she was waiting on. So we go back to the school. We're going to do a whole lot of flip-flopping back and forth between Daisy and the past. And this is kind of her origin story. Again, they completely rewrote the entire thing. I don't understand the complete rewrite. Usually when there's a TV adaptation from book to TV, there are slight changes. Things that don't make sense as far as timing is concerned, or things that just need to be cut out altogether. Maybe a character needs to be merged from one to two, like they did with one of these characters here today. Maybe something like that. But this is a complete rewrite. Again, they didn't even have to make this part of The Handmaid's Tale. They could have made this a whole new show, a completely new dystopian future altogether, just by the same writer and by the showrunner. That's what they could have done. But the selling us on the fact that this is supposed to be the Testaments and it's supposed to be a spinoff for The Handmaid's Tale, and I know this is written for the spinoff, it doesn't make sense to have these types of changes that they've done. But, I'm going to say it over and over again until y'all get tired of hearing me saying it. And if y'all get tired, I don't care. Y'all know that. I don't care. Okay, anyway, she back at the school. She's laying in bed, listening to her Mayday radio. She had her headphones on all night long. So something is about to come up with this doggone radio. Okay, apparently Gilead tried to take back Boston, and they failed miserably. They lost a whole lot of lives in the process. Now Canada, or at least what makes up the USA and the United Nations, they all combining forces now to go up against Gilead. And I was like, okay, so we knew this was recent action, and this was the action that the commanders were gearing up for. Because, of course, they wouldn't be talking about something that happened 4 years ago. This was what happened just right now. So Daisy says that everybody knows that it was a failed attempt. How does everybody know? How did you know other than you just heard it over the radio? But she said everybody but Gilead knows this was a failed attempt. And she wasn't going to tell nobody what was going on the outside. It's morning now, and she rushes to hide her headphones in Talia's bed like she had before. And that just pisses me off so much because If Talia gets caught with that in her bed, she's the one that's going to be punished for it. That's some shit that Daisy does, just like her damn mama, not mama. Y'all know who I'm talking about, June. The same shit she does. Well, we go over to Agnes's house. Paula has received the matches, and Weston is one of them. Young Garth didn't make the cut. Now, Aunt Lydia told her she was going to think about the fact of making Garth a doggone, eligible person. So she is not pleased to not see Garth's face in the mix. Agnes is like, girl, not Agnes, Paula. It's like, girl, these men haven't sent child. You should be grateful. Show gratitude towards the Lord. Then Rose comes over and tells her, God has a plan for us all. I'm sick of Rose. She worse than Rita to me. Why is she there? Why is she fucking there? They don't give her any dialogue. She seems like she's, what's the word? The word I want to use. She seems like she's lock, stock, and barrel with the Gilead way of life. She just don't like Paula. That's what I see. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, at the school, Daisy and another girl, they have to get their tattoos removed. And while the aunts are doing this procedure, they line her having a full-on tea session. I'm like, what the hell is this about, right? Girl, what you want to say? Oh, just a little reminder of who my mama was, you know what I'm saying? We ain't spoke since I was 8 years old, but, what you working with over there? Girl, I got me a rose with some thorns in it and stuff like that, okay? Our tattoo artists, they wasn't shit. That's what she should have said. Because those tattoos look like somebody drew them on with a big pen. You know how we used to draw in our hands and stuff back in cafeteria school? That's what it looked like somebody did. Now, she said that it was going to sting. Well, Rita had told her that it was going to sting. Was it Rita? Rita did tell her it was going to sting, but at this particular moment, Gabbana told her that it was going to sting just a little bit, right? And I'm like, okay, that's all she got to do is wash it off. You know what I'm saying? That's all she got to do is wash it off. But the way that it stung, she was like, you know what I'm saying? This wasn't this type of sting that you would think that you would get for being so sinful in the eyes of Gilead. You know what I'm saying? It's not simple. It's like, if the aunts of the true Gilead had heard these girls even talking to one another, they would have been punished. 2, you talking about tattoos, you would have been punished. 3, fucking Daisy gloating that she got hers when she was drunk. And another thing, I don't understand. Maybe this is just me. Another thing I don't fucking understand. Why is this child so involved with adult things? She having sex all damn night. I know, like I said, I had sex at an early age, but I was being fast. She's smoking weed. She drinking coffee. I guess all the kids these days drink coffee. That wasn't a kid's drink when I was younger. All that fucking caffeine and shit. And now she got tattoos, which I know kids today get tattoos too. Was she drinking it? What? Was this child ever a fucking child? Was she ever a fucking child? Because even the storyline that they give her, that she's supposed to be selling to the doggone Pearl Girls, is that she ran away with her boyfriend at 12 years old. And they traveled across country to Toronto, and she's been living on the street ever since. By choice. I don't know. I grew up in the hood. I'm a ghetto girl. Not a project girl, but a ghetto girl. No, I'm not really. I ain't even ghetto for real. I lived in a 19-bedroom house. Had 10 motherfucking adults in that damn house. We was living below the poverty line, but we wouldn't get out. Anyway, I don't know people with this type of lifestyle. I don't. So anywho, these aunts to me are just babysitters. That's all they are. I think the fact that they are so lax, that disturbs me to no end. Because there's nothing truly dystopian about this. Take away the fact that this is not like the Gilead that we know. Take away the fact that this is considered a fluff piece to me. This is not a truly dystopian future, which this is supposed to be. For those of you who are not locked in, a dystopian future has suffrage. There's usually a collapse in the society. There's great suffering, okay? Some groups must endure losses of freedoms, be dehumanized. They be under a total totalitarian control, which Gilead is supposed to be, but we're not seeing evidence of that on this particular show. There's usually propaganda being spread around that's infused in their daily teachings. We're not even showing what they being taught in the classes. The only thing we get to see is they fucking embroidery and shit like that. They usually under deep surveillance. They usually under deep censorship. They got a fear of escaping. I do not equate that with the Testament at all. The only suffering that I'm seeing is that they have to be married and touched by old men. Yes, that is suffering, but that's not great suffering like a dystopian future would give us. Nothing as great as what Gilead was supposed to be. And I just simply cannot get over it, okay? The showrunners, they want to showcase love, friendship, sisterhood, which for me equates to the fans engaging in acceptance, okay? Pretending that the old Gilead didn't exist at all. Or like some of you guys do down in the comment section, make up a whole scenario about what supposedly had happened within those 4 years that is contradictory to what the show actually said happened within those 4 years. Gilead had all the characteristics initially of a cult. And people in cults usually embrace it until somebody goes rogue because they were told differently and they believed what they were told. They were shown differently and they believed what they were shown. Gilead had all the characteristics of a cult, a religious cult. Now it's just another fucking day in paradise. With a few bad moments, okay? With a few bad moments. The girl's not getting exactly what they want. And usually what they want is men. Anyway, the girls have a lunch at the school and they discuss their potential suitors. Agnes got the top dogs, but Becka, she got the run of the litters, okay? To include Garth. Agnes like, hold up, not my boo. How the fuck you get him, okay? Agnes wants her, everybody wants Agnes to choose Weston. He's in charge of the eyes. Remember Putnam, the one in Handmaid's Tale that Nick put down? Weston has his job, right? So now he's in charge of the eyes. So Weston is a new character. And in the book, the lifestyle that Commander Judd had in the book is what Commander Weston is taking on in this TV series. So they mentioned his last wife dying. They hint towards that. Remember I told y'all last episode that Judd's wives had a history of dying. That's because he was killing off the motherfucking kids and shit like that. Anyway, the changes don't make no sense to me. It's ways to adapt a book without completely changing the entire story. Shoo. She was like, who the fuck is Garth? I ain't never heard of him, okay? You ain't never heard of Agnes's Guardian? You know everybody. And she like, girl, you can't be serious. No, I know your parents would never choose that. He ain't even, he's so beneath you. Okay. Harder was like, well, he blessed in other ways, girl. How do you know? Y'all still think that's a natural response? Yeah, okay. Becka had enough. Okay, so she decided to leave out. The bell was ringing anyway. She wanted to go to the bathroom before she got to class. But Agnes was hot on her tail. And she's like, hold up, Becka, slow down. Wait, sis, I ain't mad at you. We don't get to choose who we marry. I can't be mad at you. Because remember last episode, she told Becka that she was in love with Garth. And then Becka tell her, look, I don't even want this fucking life. I don't want to marry him. I don't want to marry anybody. I want it to be straight. I want it to be with you, okay? Who she sound like? Who she sound like, y'all? The original quote, or not the original quote, but the quote that it parallels to me, I don't want no white man. I didn't even want to be white. I wanted to be with you. Tell me who said that and what movie did it come from. Y'all put that down in the comment section. And I'm going to give y'all a little shopping spree, right? Give y'all 2 gift bags to fill up in the emoji vault. Anything that you can get, just throw it on in there. You got 60 seconds to get it. It's yours. So if you know who was the person who said, I don't want no white man. I didn't even want to be white. I wanted to be with you. And what movie that came from, you get your little shopping spree from me. I'll be giving out stuff. Agnes say, well, at least do me this one favor. Don't marry him. Becca's like, girl, you ain't even listening. See, you just like the rest of them. I just sat here and pulled my heart out to you and told you that nobody ever asked me what the hell I want. And here you come telling me what you want. You want me to be selfish for you. Okay? You just said out of your own mouth, we don't get to choose who we marry. How the fuck I'm going to say that I don't want to marry him? My parents choose him. I thought we was the same, okay? Agnes said, girl, bye. Stop being green, okay? You want to be a little baby, okay? I want a husband, and I want babies. But you can't have my man. No, that ain't fair. You can't have him. Okay, so right on cue, Commander Wested comes to the school. All the girls have filed out into the lobby. Even Daisy showed the hell up. Vidalia comes out to greet him like, what you doing here? Okay. Weston say, we gathered some intel that we picked up in Boston. It led us right here to this school. At first, she was like, not going to let him in until she talked to Aunt Lydia. But he's like, I know you're not finna deny me, right? She's like, go ahead, go up there. So they decide they're going to search the school. And I bet any money that they going to find and return to Mayday radio that's hidden in that girl's bed. And well, back in the day, Daisy is waking up. The waitress, my back is itching. It's a mosquito in my room, I think. Daisy was taken to this house by Linda, the waitress, or the shop owner. I'm not sure. She must be the shop owner. Anyway, she was taken there by her. And she wakes up, and guess where she at, child? She on Rita's couch. Rita, the one who moved to New Bethlehem to be with her sister, somehow back in Toronto in Canada. And she's finna get Daisy a new passport. She can't get her to the UK because they got retinal scans now, so she can't send it there. So she gonna stick her on a plane that's going to Colombia on Saturday. And of course, Daisy's like, I don't want to go no damn where. I want to go home. I'm like, to be with who, child? Your parents dead, no shade. And she asked Rita, okay, well, what about my real parents? What's up with them? Okay? Are they still in Gilead? Are they still alive? The answer is no. No. So this is the kingdom he had put in the comment section last week that he thought that maybe they was going to, in the rewrite of the script, they was going to make Commander Judd her daddy, since they had mentioned the Mrs. Jensen along with him. But they dead at that idea. They are insisting that her parents are dead, okay? But I do need some understanding from my Bible readers. Those of y'all who are well versed in the Bible. Rita said that Daisy's parents considered her to be their Moses. Somebody explain that to me, please. I don't recall a story in the Bible where Moses is involved. He is doing anything similar to what Daisy is doing or has done. I remember the burning bush. I remember he actually led people out of slavery. But that's not what Daisy's doing. Daisy's supposed to be a sponge. That's all she's supposed to be doing, is soaking up information. Hell, they haven't even told her what her real mission is for real. First June is Harriet Tubman, and now Daisy is Moses? Somebody explain that to me. What am I missing? Because I don't read the Bible like that. What is exactly that Moses was supposed to have did that's similar to Daisy, that makes her parents say that she is their... She didn't leave their ass out of Gilead. They died, according to everybody. Okay, anything. She just knows she don't want to run no more. She don't give a damn what they talking about. You ain't ran nowhere, child. You only been on the run for 24 hours. You already tired of running. She said she don't want to run no more. She want to join Mayday. What has Mayday done to show you anything? Well, she did learn about Mayday in school. Remember, they taught history. That's where she heard about June, was when they talked about Mayday. So why she don't know about Rita? Because Rita was supposed to be a significant part of Mayday. But Rita tells her, look here, your adrenaline running high, you tripping, you feel a little brave right now. This ain't what you want, girl. This ain't what you want. She said, I want to talk to June. Okay. Daisy said, look here, they killed my parents. I'm finna fight them. And I'm going to do it with or without you. I don't understand why you keep trying to hold somebody that don't want to be kept. That's me saying it. She want to go, let her the fuck go. Y'all risking y'all goddamn lives. Y'all risking y'all fucking operation to save somebody that don't want to be saved. Y'all treating her like June, like she the most important thing that Gilead ever had. This one child that escaped because the parents got her out. It was a bunch of children that got on that spirit flight. Wasn't it called Spirit too? The flight that they took the kids to Canada, what did they call the Spirit flight? Speaking of Spirit flight, child, I invested because I was thinking about why the hell can I own a fucking plane right before I saw that dude's video about buying Spirit Airline. And as soon as I finished the video, I went right to their website and pledged my $45. I could have pledged more, but I'm broke. I want to make sure that once they actually accept the bid, that I have the $45. I sure in the hell did. I sure in the hell did. If y'all pledge to, put it down in the comment section. We're going to be co-owners of Spirit Airlines, which he going to name Free Spirit Airlines or the People's Airline. He going to name it something else. I don't know, child. I'm in. I'm all in. Anyway, we risking our damn lives to get her out of here. And she just want to stay there and she want to fight. And so Rita say, you know what? June could use her. She been looking for somebody around her age. Why? Why are you looking for a child? Okay. Linda's like, no, not this child. She ain't got no home training. She ain't got no street cred. She ain't made for this. She ain't ready for this. June already got a horse in the program already in the pen, whatever. So I know why she want to do it. But no, not this child. Daisy insists that she's going to go. Okay. And the adults in the room, they cave in. Don't make no sense to me. Anyway, Rita mulls over it shortly, comes to the conclusion that it makes sense to her. But only if she has not gotten her period. And Daisy said nobody has gotten their period. She only know one girl who had. That's a big change from the original Handmaid's Tale show. Because Canada, they didn't have as many the fertility issues like America had. Remember when they first went up there on their little diplomatic run or what have you? Canada was thriving with new life and shit like that. But anywho, where I lose my thought. That's when Rita, they go to Rita and Rita is giving her prison tat, her little big tat. And she wanted her to fit in with the other street life kids out there. They said that not the child on the street don't have a tattoo. And then Rita said the same thing I said. We should have gave your ass a rose, okay? I mean, a Daisy, since her name Daisy. She gave her the rose. And she said, well, Daisy ain't my real name anyway. It's Marguerite. Child, they done changed this child name again. I already told you that the girl name was supposed to be Nicole, but they changed it from Nicole since she's no longer considered to be June's daughter. But her other name, her street name, should have been Jade. But for some reason, they were still allowing her to use Daisy. And now they mean tell me they gonna name this god doggone child Marguerite. Marguerite, that old ass fucking name. She asked Rita, you gonna teach me how to defend myself? Kill a motherfucker with my thumbs or some shit like that. Rita says, no, the only thing that you need to know is how to be obedient. Follow their rules. I said, that's so irresponsible. That is irresponsible of Mayday, but Mayday has always been irresponsible for me. Anyway, it's so irresponsible for them to send this child into a war zone with no fucking skills. At least in the book, Garth, because I told y'all last week that Garth was the one that trained Daisy. Garth trained her how to handle weapons and how to fucking kill. You mean to tell me they finna send this child into this motherfucking scary ass place with no idea how to protect herself? She ain't even getting a grab, twist, grab, pull. Poking the eyes, the Vulcan neck press. She ain't doing none of that. She don't know how to slice a mug on the back of their arm right there so they can bleed out. Chop their ass in the Achilles, something. None of that. Take an ice pick and stick their ass in there and leave it in there so they can bleed internally. She don't know none of that. Pick up a 40-ounce bottle, crack it on the sidewalk, and bust somebody upside the head. She ain't getting none of this training. Only thing she been gonna be skilled with was obedience. How fucking irresponsible of Mayday is that? That's irresponsible as shit. Let me tell you. Y'all know I was in the Marine. We were stationed over in Somalia during wartime. And you know who we had to fucking worry about? The god doggone kids. In the middle of the night when our fucking camp got raided, it was the fucking kids. When we out on patrol and we getting stoned with rocks, it was the fucking kids that was doing it. If you go over to any country that got a rebellion on right now, who out there with guns and machetes and shit? The god doggone kids. If you go to some third world countries and a beggar come up on you, 9 times out of 10, it's a kid. And while they standing there trying to get you to buy everything that they have, another motherfucking kid is robbing your ass blind. It's the kids. And y'all finna send this child into this society with no training at all. Get the fuck out of here. At least Rita did give her a little attache case with the doggone commanders' faces in it, but then didn't want her to read up on them. All she wanted to do was memorize their faces and their names. She should know exactly what these people do and what she up against. But no, just skim through it, baby. Memorize the faces and with the names. That's all you need to do. Ooh, child. So then she'd ask her, what does June mean, or what did Linda mean about June having a horse in the race? And first Rita say, you don't need to know nothing about that. Daisy didn't say nothing. Daisy didn't change her face expression. She didn't say no words. And then Rita, weak ass, spilled the tea. But June has a daughter in Gilead. I always thought Rita was weak. I've always thought Rita was weak. I didn't like her from the beginning to the end, for real, y'all. I didn't. Anyway, back at the school, 4 girls were called in to see Weston, Daisy included. And when she walks in, there her radio is sitting on the doggone table. Weston starts to question her on her family, and she spills the tea, her little fabricated history that Rita had drilled into her. And he acted like he believed it, but he didn't address the radio at all, okay? Agnes sees her run out of the office and follows her into the bathroom. She's trying to calm herself down. And so Agnes joined in like, hey, just breathe, don't worry about the eyes. They just trying to keep you safe. They trying to keep you protected from the people that want to harm us. Don't sweat the questioning, They questioned me before, came into our house and searched our house and stuff before too. You good. You know what? I'm supposed to be watching you anyway. You supposed to be under my arm. So come on over to the house after school, right? I'm supposed to be your mentor. And then Daisy like, I don't need you to have pity on me just because Lydia told you to. She's such a fucking tool. Oh, who wrote this kid? Anyway, she goes over to Agnes's house. She always got this snarky way of talking. She's so fucking insufferable. The character is insufferable. Agnes is trying to show her little trinkets that she's found in the playground and found on the beach and whatever over the years. And she wanted to ask, Daisy what these things really are because she'd never seen them before. And she pulls out a little crack pipe. Okay. And Daisy was about to go in to tell her what's going on. And she said, no, that would be wrong of me to spoil her reality with the truth. And that didn't make sense to me either, right? Because, I keep forgetting that Daisy isn't there to help rescue Agnes. That's not her purpose. She's only there to gain information. But yeah, I don't understand why you're not sowing seeds. Well, because she's not trying to rescue her. Because somebody that's trying to rescue somebody to get them out to safety who feels like this place is horrendous, will be sowing seeds to make her see that this ain't the life. You know what I'm saying? But that ain't what she's doing. Anyway, Next up is the home business. The commanders are coming through. I thought the aunts were going to do the home business. Remember, I was like, why the heck would the aunts be doing her? But no, it's the commanders. They visit in the home so the parents can suss them out, right? They are making the final decision for these children. As the book. Oh, they got one thing that's similar as the book. The parents pick the commanders. Anywho, we get to see Becka, Hulda, and Agnes. And the way that they focus so much on Ho-Ho-Sheba, I'm surprised we're not seeing who her suitors are. But we haven't seen Ho-Ho-Sheba all episode. So anyway, so for Agnes, Mackenzie comes through. Mackenzie says he can't stand her first suitor. Ain't no way he can let his daughter marry her. Becka, she couldn't stand her first suitor. That was the guy who got her drunk. And then Hulda, on the other hand, her and her suitor seemed to be feeling each other. They was all smiles, both of them. I was like, okay, huh? So next round, Weston come over for Agnes, and Garth goes over for Becka. We don't see Hulda because I think that's Hulda's match. So Garth sold himself pretty well, like he all about love and happiness. He gonna let her stay close to the parents' house and stuff like that. He ain't got much now, but when he get his riches, he gonna be popping. And Becca was looking at him like, well, wait a minute now, this might not be so bad. This might not be so bad. Agnes, she over there at her crib saying all the right things, all rehearsed, all robotic, okay. She was doing all the right things until she brought up the fact that Weston used to be married already. That put a bad taste in his mouth because he said his wife died during childbirth. And that was the worst day of his life. Book parallel, it was Mackenzie's handmaid, Candace, who died in childbirth. Okay. That baby lives, like I mentioned a couple episodes ago, it was a boy. So, there should be a brother in this household, but it's not. Anyway, he said he was leaving. He had to get up out of there. Paula followed him to the door with Agnes telling behind. And when he got on the other side of it, Paula told Agnes to get the fuck away from her. Before she hauled off and knock her out into the next world, okay? She said, I'll knock your ass into next week if you don't get the hell away from me. And the reason why she told her that is because she felt like Agnes has ruined her chances for this powerful man to take her hand because he could withdraw his interest. We know that the aunts picked out people, but he could say, never mind, I don't want to be with her. Okay? So Paula basically told her she needed to pray to the old gods and the new. The old gods and the new. Okay? To make sure he still wanted her. Well, Agnes, all she wants is Garth. She ran outside. She was clippity-cloppity in on the doggone little cobblestone on the pavement. And for some reason, he didn't hear her walking up. He didn't hear her walking up, right? He was too busy dragging on that doggone cigarette, them forbidden cigarettes that everybody in this show seemed to be smoking on. Well, he dropped it on the ground, smashed it out real good, and walked off. I was so pissed off. That is a pet peeve of mine. I cannot stand motherfucking smokers who throw their goddamn cigarettes on the fucking ground. Especially the ones who be tossing them out their car window. It burns me the hell up. Like, don't be fucking littering, okay? You ain't supposed to be smoking her anyway, Garth, okay? And then you don't leave fucking evidence of the fact that you was smoking right there in the damn yard. All for this child. Pick up this perfectly unsmashed cigarette that he just smashed and put it in her lips. Not because she wanted a cigarette. What she wanted was to touch where his lips had been. Natural shit y'all be talking about. She craved to have her lips on the same thing that his lips was on. This is like she was touching his lips by touching that cigarette. And then he walked up on her almost immediately, right? And she was about to hold her there. And then she started to rush off, but then she turned and wanted to know if she had a personality. Do you think I got one? Because Daisy told her earlier that you didn't need a personality to have a husband down here. Okay? So she wanted to know if Garth thought she had a personality. He was like, I see it. I see it in you. He basically said, I see you, girl, right? I see it too. She fickle. She immature. She impressionable. She gullible. She indoctrinated. So yes, she sure does. She got a personality. Uh-huh. And but she decided to ask him, well, how did you feel about your meeting with Becka. You have a nice visit with Becka. Okay? Baby, all the envy was in her face. All the sarcasm was in her throat. He should have saw that too. Okay? All she could see though, they seemed to be longing for each other. Okay? She wanted to cry. Okay? She looked so hurt. And he looked so confused on what to do. Like, should he touch her? Should he kiss her? But he didn't bother to dignify with a response. Told her, just take your ass back in the house, okay? Don't make me give it to you, girl. Don't make me give it to you, okay? I ain't had none either. I live here too, okay? At the school, still ain't natural. Especially since he supposedly grew up a commander's son. But if he really the age that he's supposed to be 25, then he would understand somewhat of what Gilead is about, or before. Anywho, at the school, Vidalia has the girls down on her knees, telling them they need to pray. They need to pray for one of their sisters because it's about to go down up in her, right? The eyes have decided they know who should be punished. They come in and they grab Talia. Again, Talia is the one whose bed is right next to Daisy's, where Daisy been hiding the fucking headphones into. They're going to enact the punishment on her, the punishment that Daisy should be getting. And this is why I hated June. And I honestly did not expect Daisy to say a motherfucking word, okay? What I expected for Daisy to do is not put that fucking girl in harm's way in the first damn place. Pissed me off, okay? But I did laugh at how Talia was saying Vidalia's name. She was giving all the Spanish pronunciation. She was like, Vidala. No, what she call her? Because it's Vidalia. And she kept calling her Vidala. Vidala. At the end of the night, Paula returns. She went on a long walk that nobody knew she was on. And she goes into Agnes's room and addresses her little stunt that she was trying to piss Weston off so he could back off of her. But it backfired, okay? Weston likes stubborn girls, okay? He likes to break them like one would do a wild horse. You know, Rosa tried to tell Paula in the beginning, well, maybe Weston ain't the one for her. And she told Rosa, mind your business. Nobody asking your opinion, okay? She tells Agnes, he likes to tame people, okay? He liked them a little feisty, a little shrew, you know what I'm saying? What fun is it to tame a horse that's already dead? Okay. They go back to the school, and the reality is setting in on Daisy, okay? She calls upon prayer, the prayer that the Pearl Girls had said to her when she first got picked up. She asked for the God above to protect her and show her that he loves her over and over. Then she remembers getting dropped off at the border by the Pearl Girls, and guess who's there? Now, y'all know I had a problem with this all during The Handmaid's Tale. Garth is there at the border. He's Agnes's guardian, and he is 10 hours away at the border picking up a singular Pearl Girl. Now, if 10 hours from Toronto, if they're actually at the border, he's still 8 fucking hours away. Are you for serious now? Ain't no way. Ain't no way Garth is up at this fucking border. Bullshit. Child, that's pretty much it. That's the end of it. Daisy was recalling what Toronto looked like and how she missed it. How sometimes, she could look at Gilead and see the beauty in it, and she could forget sometimes that there's bad going on here. And this video still ended up being long as heck. Child. Anywho, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for being here. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. See y'all in next week's video. Peace. Oh, don't forget about the question, the trivia question. Drop it in the comment section.